Welcome all to Scrapping Irish Live Sunday night. Sunday, whatever, I don't know, is it night or evening, wherever you are. It's evening for me. So, hope all is good, guys. Shark Scrapper, I think, is still live at the moment. Let me see who's in here. HH Recycling waiting. Well, the wait is over for you. What is the heart for? Don't tell me it's for pumping blood. Anyways, Mike, welcome in, sir. Good to see you. Oh, do you know what I forgot to do, guys? I forgot to put the link out there. Jesus, huh? I was so engrossed in Shark Scrapper's talks that I forgot to put out. And Electronic Scrapper, welcome in. I'm going to have to go over now and pin that on the YouTube side. So let me do that. Open up another window. Sorry about this, guys. And go to content and go to live. And I'm going to have to mute it now because it'll be live as well. Go in there and click on that. Okay, muted. That's it. So let me pin the link and pin that. Okay, and so welcome in, guys. So I think I've that chat. So who's in? Let's see. I was at EWIS, Mike, Electronic Scrapper, George Richardson, and CU Scrapping. All welcome in. Good to see you guys, and any of you guys coming over from Shark Scrapper side, which few of you are over there. Good to see you all coming this way. EWIS Jill, have the auto connecting on. EWIS Jill, welcome in. See, you didn't even have to go looking for it. Shark Scrapper and all that sorted out. So how is everyone? What is everyone up to? What has everyone been up to in the scrap world? What am I going to talk about tonight? Well, my main talk, what I'm going to talk about is actually I'm going to talk later about some comments I was left, and I said I'd answer them tonight on my live for people. So I'm going to wait until I see if then people come in that I said I was going to answer. And it's just a few comments that people left, and it's easier to speak about it here than type out a big long comment answering about a specific thing. So I said I'd talk about it tonight on my live. There was two particular comments I said I'd reply back to tonight. So I'm going to wait and see if them subscribers come in tonight. If they don't, we'll still talk about it and they can rewatch it at some stage. I just want to find the comments again. So I found one of them there, and where is the second one? Was it before him? Sorry, guys, I should have this sorted beforehand, but I was watching Shark Scrapper. So anyhow, I found that I know the two comments. That's okay. So yeah, what has everyone been up to? Is Pooh's mate in? She is. Pooh's mate, welcome in. Good to see you. Hope all is good with you. I have the link pin now, and I think we're all good to go. So yes, now everything is sorted. So how is everyone going today? What have you been scrapping out? I'm still working on taking the copper out of these little motors that you will see in an upcoming video at some stage. Again, I don't know when that will be. I'm dissolving silver today in between working and the live streams. Silver from what? Electron Scrapper, and what are we're using nitric acid, is it? Or poor man's nitric, or what are we doing to recover the silver? Let us know more. Even better still, if you want to come up on the live stream, link is there and show us what you're doing. There is no problem there. You're more than welcome to show what you're doing. Everyone, sorry, just reading some of the comments. Just plugging away at what? HS Scrapping. 30-old VCRs. Oh, I hate the VCRs. An awful lot of screws and not much in there. What do you be looking for, Patrick, in there? Just a copper wire, a few chips off the board if you're into the e-waste, I suppose. A bit of aluminium in there, on the heads and stuff like that. I'm trying to think what else from the last time I scrapped out a VCR. Where did you get 30 VCRs from? Is more the question I'd be asking, because 30s are nice. Are you building them up, or did you get a job lot off someone or something like that? Hey, Granny and the Bear Scrappers, welcome in. Good to see you. Hope all is good. I missed you coming in earlier there. Sorry about that. I see we're in at 3 minutes into the live and I missed it. So sorry about that. Simon, good to see you, sir. Hope all is good. What else? I'm just trying to get over here because sometimes YouTube chat comes in quicker. That animals. I hear two bleeps. Jesus, one in after another. Is it? We have E-Waste Mike. Welcome in, sir. And we have Mr. Wannabe Scrapper or HH Recycling, whichever you want to call him.
I'm just going to show you what I've been plugging away at.
Some plugs, no?
I've been cutting plugs off. I wish there was a quick way to switch the camera around. Oh, man.
Should be a button there you press to go to the back camera. What I find is quicker to hit them with a big hammer that crushes the bonding and the copper and easy to pick out. Yeah, I do that when I'm outside or whatever, George, but when I'm inside doing that and I'm watching something, I'll just have a few here and I'll be messing around with them. Yes, I got a job lot of about 40. Oh, now here we go. Let's have a look. Let me make that bigger. There we go. Take your finger all the way. And he's gone. He knocked himself off. So let me make that small. What can you do? I think it's Ian Matthews, number 2. We're going to have to call him. Like, what can you do? You just technology. Oh, he's back. He's back. Hold on. He's back.
So I hate doing all this with a phone. I don't understand. Is that feedback coming from me?
I don't hear any feedback.
Oh, there's like a whistle or something coming out of my phone. Anyways, this is what I'm plugging away at.
Yeah, you have a bit of work ahead of you there. I'm trying to catch up with Ian Matthews, me, and others with the state of your kids.
Well, I made myself a workstation for doing rads and the compressors from all the AC units. But I still have some work to do. But oh man, what a mess.
Corey's saying he's screeching, so there might be a sound effect. Some people might be getting it. Let me know in the chat. Oh, there is a lot of people getting that. Hold on now. We're going to have to maybe mute a second. Now, is it still there or is it gone, guys? Let me know. Jules, welcome in, by the way. Corey J, welcome in. Shark Scrapper, welcome to the panel. Guys, the people who are getting that screeching sound, is it gone or is it still there? So I've just muted HH Recycling just to see if it was his phone. Waiting to see if anyone comes back and lets me know if no one's saying anything. Still there. Ooh, maybe now I might have to do a bit of resetting.
What sound are you talking about? I'm not hearing anything.
I don't hear nothing.
No, I'm not hearing it either, but maybe it's on the YouTube side because we're not listening on YouTube, you see. I'm just going to change my mic over in case it's that.
Just boot his ass.
Boot my ass.
Settings. Let me go to my audio in case it's my audio.
Look at the attack.
Hey, no violence. No violence. You're gonna get Scrapping Irish demonetized.
This is the good scrapping right here.
It's on the YouTube side. People are saying. So is it still there now, or has it stopped? Because I
don't hear it anymore.
I'm not hearing it either. See you scrapping isn't hearing it. So it must be just, I don't know. Some people are getting it and some people aren't. Just refresh your screen and maybe it'll stop. So yeah, you have a bit of work ahead of you there, HH Recycling.
Yeah, I've got this stack of TVs that are covering a stack of ACs. I'm just getting all these microwaves. I got more ACs, more appliances. And then I just got called that I have to go to work for the whole week driving truck, so this won't be getting done.
Okay, everyone is saying the sound has stopped now, so it must be my microphone because I just reset my microphone, so it must have been that. So I apologize to everyone that I was annoying with the screeching sound, besides the screeching sound of my voice, which annoys everyone.
Yeah, that's got to be frustrating. You know, you've got a bunch of scrap to do, and yet you still have to go to work, and so you know it's just sitting there waiting for you.
Yeah, you're all saying about the hot weather and it's so hard to think. I was outside today doing some work, and I thought to get back into the house I'd have to put floats on with the amount of water that fell down out of the sky around me. I thought I was going to get washed away. It was that much rain today. So all of Europe is baking in a heat wave, but Ireland and I think the UK, all we're getting is rain at the moment, and everyone else is like 45 degrees heat and stuff like that across Europe, and we're here at like 16 degrees Celsius and lashing rain down all day. So
yeah, I'm hoping we get a little bit of rain here. We get a little bit here and there, but it's not enough. Like the fires are still burning really bad, and it's not good.
Here's a new name I haven't come across before. It's Tom Brink. So Tom, welcome in. If you're a new subscriber, welcome in. Good to see you. I'm not sure, but I can't remember seeing that name before. So welcome in. Let me see. I'm the other way around. Jules is saying I have to work and no scrap to do. So there we go.
I got a place for you here.
Yeah.
What called George is saying the interference was coming from Mike's gold teeth after all the e-waste runs. You reckon Mike has gold teeth with all the e-waste? Yeah, Mike was complaining a month ago. Oh, nothing coming in. This business, I'm going to have to give it up. I'm going to blah, blah. And now he's snowed under with pickups and e-waste and runs and everything. See how things change, Mike?
Yeah, you know what the bad part is? Now I gotta do all this bullshit with a bum foot.
What happened to you? Oh, yeah. What happened to you?
What'd you do?
I don't know. I got some kind of infection in it. I can't even put a
I was going to say, did you not do what Shark told you to do last week? Put steel toe cap boots on and drop something on it? No?
No, I don't know. It's just like
Probably the gout from all that juice.
I got your
Tom said he picks on Mike and he's met Shark in person. So there we go.
I wouldn't brag about that.
Yeah, I was going to say most people don't admit to having met me in person.
Most people don't. Yeah. So, are you on antibiotics or anything for the foot, Mike? Maybe should you?
Mike ain't got no time for doctors.
Hey,
Dr. Google.
what the fuck? What is wrong with you? I'm gonna beat his ass. I'll be right back.
Okay, have fun.
What is it with all the violence tonight? Everyone is just so violent. What is happening?
Well, it's still just afternoon here, so
it's 8 p.m. here. So
yeah. We slow down on the violence around supper time.
Do you want to know the future CNI so far ahead in time? No.
So,
Sharky, more money in the shares.
thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
So I don't know.
We're about share price in Coca-Cola. Haven't they introduced a thing saying that the aspartame in here is a carcinogenic?
I saw that article today. I was reading about that,
Yes.
and typical of the wishy-washy. That they've declared it a possible carcinogenic. So they're not really sure, but they might be. So you should cut down on how much you consume, and then they give you these numbers that say, if based on a body weight of this, you can have this much, and I'm like.
Yeah, it's either safe to drink or it's not safe to drink. Which is it? Make up your mind.
Sure. Yeah. Is there any carcinogens in single malt?
Well, you'd have to ask E. Matthews, because E. Matthews last night was on his stag do for his son's wedding. So
nice.
he was putting up a lot of updates on Facebook. So I'd be thinking he is probably in a bad shape today. I'd have a funny feeling.
That. I didn't understand that was what he was doing. I just saw like posts from so many different pubs.
Yeah. So it was.
I couldn't believe the price of a pint at the one.
Yeah, he found one place where it was $3.50 a pint instead of normally about $4.50 or $5. So I'd say he would have consumed a lot in that pub. So whether on offer.
So that's when you wish that there was something in the alcohol that would just kill you.
Well, I'd say there won't be much scrapping done in the shed today. He might go out there to pretend to the missus that he's going out to do scrapping, and I'd say he might just put his head down and sleep for a while.
Where would he put his head down?
Well, that's a good point, actually. But
he just prop himself up in the corner somewhere.
Yeah. I don't. What's that?
So Mike, what's his neighbor doing to annoy him? Because he's obviously doing something to annoy him. Because he looks like he's going to go out and kill him.
He's probably washing his driveway for him.
Hold on.
Yeah, he probably did sleep in the shed, George. He probably just went in there rather than go into the house late at night drunk. So he just go into the shed and sleep it off in there. The only problem is he probably has a few bottles of whiskey in there, so that could have led to more drinking.
But he was in Manchester. How far away is Manchester from where he lives?
It's only about half an hour drive, maybe an hour drive.
Oh, well,
maybe
yeah, he wouldn't have been driving.
Half an hour drive. Now, I don't think he'd be driving after all the beers. I hope not.
I had a question for you guys. Because now I've got the e-waste people here. We got offered to, like, we have this recycling program here in British Columbia, and we have nowhere to sell our boards. There's some spots in Ontario that you can send it. It's not worth even shipping it though, really. So these people will come and buy the everything off of me, all of the electronics, like whole. They don't want partial electronics.
Okay.
All of the CRT televisions, everything, and they buy it by the ton. And they're part of our, like, it's a not-for-profit organization that does all of the recycling for our province. And I've got this huge, like, first of all, I've got probably 30 dead CRTs that I've stripped everything out of except for the tubes. And I found out that it's $300 to $400 a ton for me to get rid of those. Like, I have to pay that. Mm-hmm. These guys will take it for free. And I told them, I said, I'll throw in the IBC tote full of boards. Like, if you'll take this, everything, like, they'll buy it all. I still don't know what the ton price is, but people keep telling me, oh, you should hang on to stuff because sooner or later there's going to be someone to buy it. But, like, how long do you hang on to that stuff for, waiting for somebody who will buy it, especially where I am, like, so far north?
Yeah. Well, my take on that would be, if you have the space to hold on to a certain stuff, the higher end stuff. So we'd say if you came across some good old PCs or something, I might put them aside. But
yeah,
the other stuff, the TVs, the CRTs and stuff, as long as you're getting a better price than you would for shred price, as long as they're paying you a better price than shred.
Well, we can't take that. We can't take that to the shred. Like, we can't. The scrapyard won't accept it.
No, but I'm saying for the like the old PCs and stuff like that, because if you're getting a better price for the old PCs or the DVD players than you would bringing it to a shred, then you're on a winner, because you're not having to strip out the stuff. You're not having the thing to strip out the stuff and then store it or whatever. That'd be my take on it. If you can get a better price. Over here, I can't get a better price than shred for it. That's the reason I don't bother bringing it. That's the reason I do scrap it out. But that's bringing me on to something in a while, a question I was asked on a thing about the same sort of thing. But I'll see what Shark's take is on it there, and Mike's take.
Mike's take is enough time for that.
I have no
everything that I've heard about Canada tells me that if you have a way that you can get rid of it and they'll pay you no matter how little they're going to pay you for it, you should take it. Because everything that I've heard and learned about Canada is that the government oversight of e-waste is so strict that it's just going to be really, really hard, and you'll be waiting for the rest of your life for some other opportunity. Now, having said that, if you think you want to try your hand at some refining,
no, then, I did want to, but I have no interest in that now. I don't have the time either. Yeah,
in that case, I would say get rid of your e-waste with these people and focus on what you know you can make money with. You know, the AC systems. You're getting paid to do the refrigerant drawdowns too, aren't you? And such?
Yeah, for household appliances, I get $18 per unit to drain the refrigerant out of them.
Yeah, I'd say go ahead and get rid of your e-waste and concentrate on what you can actually make money at.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks. And what about you, Mike? Do you even care?
Don't care.
These guys are pretty good because they send me all of the pallets and the bags. Oh, what's that?
The problem is you live in the wrong country.
Well, I guess I live pretty close to Alaska, though. Maybe I could ship the stuff there.
Move a little closer to the border, and then you can get hit with an earthquake, and it'll all just sink into the ground for you. What was I saying?
No, again, as Shark said there, if you can get money for it, but I'd be looking for I'd be looking for more than shred price, because if it's just shred price you're getting, just bring it to your shred. You know, why would you give it to them?
Yeah, they're gonna send me all of the pallets and the great big tote bags to put everything in, and they're gonna pay the shipping, arrange for the truck to come and pick the stuff up. And right now I want to tear this floor out of my shop, and I've got so much stuff on it that I just want to get the stuff out of here so that I can actually get to work on, actually fixing the shop up.
Yeah, well, that's look, it all comes down to what is best for you in your situation. At the end of the day, we can all just say what we think we would do.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's what's best in your situation. Do you have room to store it? Is the price good enough? Is it a matter of just getting stuff out of your way so you can make more money, as Shark said, on something else which you can get more of and get more in of and make a bigger money on? Where the e-waste is more, if you can sell your boards like in America, board sorts, quick money, easy, take out the board, send it, you have your shred then. Here in Ireland, I have to micro scrap everything because I can't really sell the boards, and I'm not going to sell them at shred price, so I micro scrap stuff out and I mess around. Again, it's a hobby for me. It's a living for you, it's a living for Shark, and it's a living for e-waste Mike. So again, hobby versus living. If I was doing this as a living, I wouldn't be here taking out these copper windings out of this,
Yeah. Well, right now it's not really my living. Like, I still have to work. This is just what I'm trying to get established for retirement, basically.
Yeah. Well,
I've got 14 years left.
Yeah. You're trying to get to a stage where you have another source of a good income coming in, where for me it's just a hobby.
Yeah, and something I like to do, like and I feel passionate about. So I'm hoping that we can get our entire community involved in basically saving our landfills from all the crap. Like, I just went up to the dump last week and I saw an air conditioner and a microwave in the dumpster. They drove right by the scrap pile to throw that in the dumpster, and it's free. Everything's free there to dump. So, they're not even taking the time to stop at the refrigeration pile and throw their stuff off. Like, it just, it's maddening.
Frustrating.
Yeah. I want to say hi to a few people that came in, by the way. Scrap It All came in. K&D Scrapping came in. Who did I see? Paul Frost came in as well. So welcome in, guys. Good to see you all. But that brings it back to a question I was asked. I was asked by, let me go to my comments here and I'll tell you who it was. No, I didn't see him coming into the chat, so but you can watch it back anyhow. Daniel in Houston asked me why I was saying about not being able to sell my boards for scrap yard. And he said I'm being hypocritical here because I'm just saying, why don't you set up a board sort in Ireland for yourself? Well, the two reasons. First off is that for me personally, the first off would be the cost of setting it up would be huge. because, and well, there's three reasons. Cost will be one of the big things. Secondly, population in Ireland is only 4 million people in Ireland, so would it be just doing boards wouldn't make it viable to be doing for 4 million people. It's different thing when you're in America. You have how many people live in your area, Shark, alone?
Oh, we got millions here.
Yeah, and we say board sort will be servicing the whole of America if people want to do so. They have the chance at 360 million. And the third reason is over here, e-waste again, as like Canada, there is a lot of restrictions, and there's a companies whose job only is to take the e-waste back from the shops when they sell a new product. The old product comes back to the shop, and they collect it from the shop. So if someone buys a new DVD player or a new satellite box, they come back with their old satellite box, give it to the shop, get a new satellite box, and it's collected. So again, that means that there's less chance of that box ever arriving to anyone buying. That's why the scrapyards here don't buy e-waste, because the market isn't big enough for it. So that's the reason I wouldn't be able to set up a board sort or that sort of type thing here in Ireland. So that was for Daniel wanted to know the reason. I said I'd explain it on the live. It was easier than typing all that out on a big comment that I have to go for ages. So that's my reason for not setting up a board sort.
But also, you need a refiner too, right?
Well, the refiner thing, you find the refiners. I know there's refiners in Belgium, in Europe, who will buy e-waste by the pallet load, and they'll refine stuff and stuff like that. But again, you need to be sending a lorry load, so you need to be sending 20 pallets out to them every week or something like that before they even take dealing with you. You know.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things the reasons I would never look at doing it. So I just keep it as a hobby. I did look into it. I'll be honest, when I started first, I was looking into it as a business opportunity and something that I could do. And I was looking into a way I could work with local schools and stuff like that. And even that's what Daniel said on his thing. So someone had actually come up with the same idea I had come up with, because Daniel said, what was it here? He said around here, there are many companies around Houston that do this and are paying schools and businesses. So I'd come up with an idea of working with schools as a collection sort of thing, and certain amount of the profits would go to the schools to collect the stuff, and it also benefits as a way of showing that the schools are into recycling and all that sort of stuff. So I looked at it that kind of way, but in the end, it wasn't really viable for the amount of population in Ireland. The different thing was, you need a bigger population, and you need a lot. Now, again, maybe in a couple of years' time, because the population of Ireland is expected to grow by 2 million in the next 2 years or 3 years, and we have a lot of data centers opening in Ireland and stuff like that. So maybe e-waste will be something in Ireland that might be a more profitable thing. No, that's it. Anyhow, that's the answer. So that was one of the questions I was asked, and I have another question later on, but it'll be more. I'll be asking Shark about that in a while. There was someone that left a comment, and I think Shark might be the guy that could answer that for them. So
I'll have to make sure I'm not here when you ask it.
Yeah. So that's it. Let me see if there's anything else there. Irish, do you have plastic recycling in Ireland? There is a company in Ireland that will buy the plastic. Again, you have to have a Arctic load of stuff before they'll buy it off you, and it has to be sorted into the different grades for them. So you can't just throw every bit of plastic in. So you have to have your ABS plastic sorted from your PET plastic in the bottles and stuff like that. So you have to have them graded for them, and you have to do all that work before they buy it. And again, they'll only buy an Arctic load at a time. They won't come down and take a pallet of plastic off you. It's not viable for them to do that either.
Yeah. That's the nice thing about this place too, is they're going to take all the plastic, everything with it.
Yeah, well, that's a good way of you getting with your plastic as well. Yeah.
Yeah, and they pay for all the shipping, and that's the main thing for me, is that I don't have to drive it. Like, it costs me about $70 just to drive to town and back.
And will they take when you say now you have a fridge there, and you take the gas out of the fridge, and you're getting paid for doing that, and then you decide you're going to scrap out the fridge to get the motor and stuff. The plastic is left over. Will they take that plastic off you as part of the deal?
That's a different corporation, it's a different part of the corporation that does the appliances. So that's the major appliance recycling roundtable, but they're all run by the same corporation that is a not for profit. There's all the different specialties. So the electronics ones are the ones that now are asking me if I'm interested in being a depot for them.
Okay.
And
you'd be more like a collection point for them.
Yeah, so people can come and drop off, or as I'm going around and picking up appliances and that, I always tell people anyhow, they're like, oh, well, would you take a barbecue? Would you take this? And I'll say, yeah, throw whatever on there. Like, it doesn't matter, because I know I'm going to be taking a run into the scrapyard anyhow. So for me to throw a little bit extra in there, and then for stuff like computers or whatever, I just kind of throw them in the great big bin that I throw all that stuff in. I've got like laptops and all kinds of stuff. I just have nowhere to get rid of the laptops.
Don't you ever
say in England, it needs to be baled and to certain dimensions on the plastic again in England. So again, there is people who will buy plastic, but you'd want to be a big, I'd have to be at a big scale where there'd be a lot of stripping out of stuff and a lot of plastic. And again, I remember that they used that wanted, as well as having it graded to the certain types of plastic, then they wanted also graded by color. So say I was taking apart vacuum cleaners, and they'd want all the black vacuum plastic put in one, all the red in another one. So when they're obviously granulating that down, it means they're getting the right colors out again. So, there was a lot of work to it, for me. I know it was something that I'd have to be big scale to even think about it. So I never looked at that.
And that would just be so much work separating it by type and color.
In the place, like you'd have to have a bin for certain type of plastic, and then it might be 5 colors of that plastic. So that's 5 bins for just one type.
Yeah, I used to go to Detroit. I used to go to Detroit and pick up car, like when I think they were making Saturns or whatever car parts were with plastic, and all of the stuff that was turned away, like just wasn't good enough for the vehicle. We'd haul all that back to this great big plant that was all different colors, and these guys didn't care because they were dyeing it black anyhow. Mm-hmm. So they had this massive grinder that would just grind like Gaylord boxes after Gaylord boxes full of this stuff into pellets, and then they would just melt that down and make black, like whatever, Rubbermaid totes or whatever they were making it, but it just had to be black because they couldn't have it any other color when it was mixed like that.
Yeah, back when I had a plastic guy, he did not require that I separate by color, but he would only take ABS. He would tell me that he had to be able to see the ABS stamp on it. And I'm thinking, yeah, I'm bringing in a truckload of this stuff, and you're going to check every piece. Yeah, that's going to happen.
Or you're going to check every piece.
Well, I did, because I'm not going to scam the guy like that. But
no, but I mean, I don't know, a truckload. That's a lot of pieces to look for an ABS logo on each one.
Well, I mean, I would look at them as I was scrapping something. So as I was taking the computer apart, I would bust off a piece. If it had the logo, then it went in the bin for recycle as opposed to going in the trash.
No, Corey J. I've got a 3/4 ton pickup, but it's an hour and a half to the scrapyard.
Bush Dog, welcome in. Good to see you, sir. Good to see you. Yeah. So how are you getting on with your business? I know you have the HH Recycling YouTube side, and you have the Wannabe Scrapper YouTube. So how is the business going for you so far now? Are you happy with it so far?
Yeah. Like I said before, it's just a thing I'm starting. It's like right from nothing. And just trying to kind of build up something for when I do, or when I can't drive truck anymore. Like, my eyesight's starting to get worse, and my hips sure don't like rattling around in those trucks all day. But
from all that damn Canadian smoke.
No, we said that all to you.
Would you like some?
But yeah, it's like It's going all right. Like, I mean, it's going a little bit quicker than I was expecting, especially with all these hotels. I had no idea that there's like I shouldn't say that. There's one guy who gets the AC units from one hotel, and it's the brother of the manager. And I'm pretty sure he's not draining the ACs properly because he's he said, oh, they do it themselves. They do it for me. I said, no, I deal with all these people. They're not doing it for you. Like,
yeah,
if I can take my ACs to my recycling yard and they'll take them for free and they'll drain the refrigerant out of them, but they're not draining the refrigerant and paying you.
Yeah. You're not going to get both. Like,
no. So like, I'm pretty sure he's just whacking the lines with an axe on the back of his truck before he heads out to town, and that's the way it goes. But all the other ones are very happy to, like they said that for years they've been like asking anybody if they could come and do this for them because they have to call an HVAC company to come, and it costs them like whatever it is. The HVAC company costs $100 an hour or whatever to go out, but that's from when they leave their shop to when they get there, drain their equipment, and yeah, not good.
How come this is the thing I always notice? How come the yards that pay the best money are always the ones that's furthest away from you? It's the same here.
Cruiser Mac
is the furthest away.
Yeah, Cruiser Mac, he's like pretty close to the coast, and I'm 12 hours away. And my yards sometimes are up here are paying better than his yards, which kind of never made sense to me. But
hey, Simple Man, come in. Hope it's not too hot for you out there in Greece, Simple Man. I think you're up at 45s or 48 degrees.
Holy!
So they're beginning to cook out there.
Oh man, that's gross.
I think a Sawzall is better than an axe to get the refrigerant out, though.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Oh, look at the nice little gold fingers.
So, slot processor, right?
Yeah.
Slot processor. Kind of a size difference, what you say?
Yes.
Kind of.
This thing is, there was like 4 of these in one of those servers. These are huge. Here's what they came in. They came in looking like that.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Nice chunk of aluminium there.
Shred.
I got a whole bunch of shred. I probably got about 20 of these. 25 of these.
Corey J is saying it's almost double the amount. What does he mean double the amount? Is he on about the temperature or thing? Because I'm saying 45 Celsius, which is high 90s. Maybe over 100.
Yeah, 45 is over 100.
Yeah. Yes, it's been like hell the last week here. So yeah, they're telling people in Greece they're telling tourists that are coming from other countries not to venture out during the day to the tourist attractions because it's too hot. And it's just that the likes of me going over there now was used to like 16 degrees Celsius and going over to 45, I'd melt, just be like plastic melting, you know. So
well, and they've been having some challenges here in Orlando and Miami with the same thing, you know, tourists showing up and they're dropping out from the heat because, you know,
they're not used to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, crazy. I gotta head out, guys. My wife's here and I gotta go help her with the project. If you see the video I just put out before the live, you'll see what the project is. So anyway, she just showed up and I'll catch up after.
All right, take care, man.
Bye, everybody.
Let us know what your decision is when you decide what you're going to do and how you get on with if you do the e-waste with that new crowd.
Yeah, I think I imagine I will. It doesn't really matter to me what they are paying because it's more than what I'm getting now, and I just need the space cleared out. So we'll see. Anyways, I'll let you know. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.
Corey was talking about the scrapyard prices, double the price he's getting on the yard that was further away than the ones beside him, which is a big difference. Like, so, like you wonder how one yard can pay so much compared to another yard. Just like I can understand maybe a third higher, but double it. to be that far out is a lot on scrap.
I mean, you're first of all, we have to make the assumption that the people that are running the scrapyard are being smart enough to actually make money. But it all comes down to what they can sell it for and what their overhead costs are. Yeah. So, if they can keep their overhead down and they can sell it for more, they'll pay you more.
Yeah. Well, again, like that you are paying the extra price might be saying, well, if we pay a bit extra, we get everyone coming to us, so we can go to our supplier and say, well, look, we're going to be sending you so much more stuff than any other yard in the area. You have to give us a better price, So maybe they've done something like that too.
Yeah, if you're able to negotiate that, yeah.
There's something else there I was going to see that someone wrote something like it. Well, he was going. Scrapdog was going to ask, and one of his scrap what he does was the refrigerant. Well, as far as I know, he brings it to another company who charge him so much per tank he brings in. So he charges so much for every time he does it. So he's making sure that whatever he's paying on the other side, he's making more emptying it first. So I think that's the way he works it. So he brings it to a company when the tank is full. So it's 115 degrees Fahrenheit in Greece at the moment, so it's pretty hot there.
Yeah, that's hot. That's what they've been dealing with out west here in the U.S.
Yeah, no, they're saying. I was reading an article. Death Valley, they expected to break the world record temperature later this week to get over 130 degrees. Is it Fahrenheit or something like that? In Death Valley, so a lot of people are going to Death Valley to experience the heat. They're like attracting people to see to it now as well. And the car would probably break down in Death Valley, and they probably have no water with them, and they end up dying in the car.
Yeah, but it's a dry heat.
Yeah, it's a dry heat, but as you said on your one, it's still 130 degrees.
Exactly. It's a dry heat, but it's still damn hot.
If you have no water, you won't be long getting dehydrated.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what amazes me. The amount of people that get caught with no water on long distance drives through deserts and stuff. You think that'd be the first thing you'd put in your car is, right, I'm going across a desert. In case the car breaks down, I better have some water in the boot with me, And they don't.
I remember as a youngster when my dad was driving us across country, there was always a checklist of how much water do we have, and it was, this was back, cars weren't exactly known for being very, tough when it came to the heat. So Dad also had water for the radiator when the radiator overheated.
Yeah, the older cars had a little bit of a problem with overheating.
Yeah,
they'd overheat on a frosty day. Never mind a sunny day.
And there was no air conditioning, so you can imagine a station wagon full of kids and no air conditioning driving through the desert. How my dad survived, I don't know.
What is missing something there that someone was saying? What was Bill saying? What's that 5,000 buy it from the farmer? I don't know what that was about. I must have missed something earlier on he was on about. Hello, Bush Dog. I won't. Myself and Bush Dog were having a conversation. That's okay. What is Corey saying? Let's have a look at Corey. This one close to me pays £60 for insulated wire, or 60 cents per pound for insulated wire. Doesn't matter the gauge percentage, they don't have a bunch of overheads, just rip people off. Small town politics, take it. Well, that's the other side of it. If they have no competition in the area, they would be saying, well, take it or leave it.
Yeah,
that's sort of attitude. Take it or leave it. If you have no competition in the area, it's up to you then. Do you want to travel that extra distance, or do you just want the money quick, sort of? And that's what they're hoping for, that some people who just like want the money quick will just give me what you have and that'll do. Yeah,
it's funny. I have a yard that is maybe a half a mile away from me, and they always pay less for shred than the yard that is 30 miles away. And I've gone back several times now and I've done the math, and I make the same amount of money after I deduct the cost of the gas to drive up to the place that's 30 miles away.
Yeah.
You know, so they've done a really good. I bet you they call that other yard every day and say, "Hey, what's shred today?" Okay, and then they deduct.
They work it out how much it costs.
Yeah,
they do that. Well, and they don't pay for Cat 5 or e-waste, but will take it as donations. Well, I know what I'd be doing. I'd be saying, "Thanks a lot, but I'll bring it back home with me." I would definitely not be giving them, unless they're giving me something for it. I definitely wouldn't be leaving anything for free with a scrapyard. So I wouldn't, because they're in the job of making money. So if they're taking it off you, they're going to still make money on it somehow. So don't think they're doing you a favor. They're not. My first car was a Mark 1 Escort. It used to start with the back. Oh my God, back of a teaspoon. Oh, hold on. The death has arisen in the basement.
Well, it's a dead man walking.
I'm surprised you are alive after last night's antics. There was a lot of.
It took a while to recover today, I must admit.
I was thinking that. I was thinking Ian Matthews is definitely going to be under the weather today, because I was looking at the post and I was saying, right, he's going to definitely have more than one beer in each one of them pubs, and he's been in a lot of pubs.
I have no idea how many pubs we went in. That was the whole reason of me tagging myself in every pub so I could track where I went.
In case you went missing, to be able to see what the last pub you were in.
What a good night that was.
You enjoyed it?
Yeah, I paced myself. I wasn't really ill this morning. But that whiskey shop.
Yeah, did you see? I was going to say, did you partake in all them whiskies behind your man? Did you?
Only a couple of them. Some of the rarer ones that, and they were only like £4.50 a shot. Wasn't expensive.
Okay.
For a city centre, you know, I paid £7 for a shot in the first bar we went in. Anyway, hello Shark, hello Mike, and hello Scrappy Irish.
Hello, sir. How are you tonight?
I'm getting there. I can walk in here. That's the big thing.
Oh, cleared some space.
And I've just finished all my plugs.
Plug soup?
No, those yellow
plugs. The yellow plugs, knocking out the pins.
So
the ones you're lucky that guy always sends them to you. You're like a black cat, you are, you know.
He's like over the years, he built up the contacts,
Yeah.
It works.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the 9 lives that he has after he drinks.
I was all right last night. It wasn't too bad. Oh, but my God, I don't know about it is in America, but so I took a load of money out with me. The first place we go in, now we don't accept money, card only. I'm like, what? It's a good job. I thought, and at the last minute, I put my card in thinking, I just don't know how much I'm going to be spending, so I put my card in. Otherwise, I think there was only one bar. It took money. All the rest were cashless.
Yeah, well, see, there's 2 reasons for that. And I see that happening over here in Ireland as well. The main reason, and they'll all say it's to do with health and it's to do with COVID and blah, blah, blah. The real reason is insurance. Because if you don't have cash on the premises, your insurance goes down so much, because you don't have to worry about the place being robbed because of the cash. You don't have to. The insurance companies then will say, well, there's less chance because this is a card only place. No one's going to break in to rob the money because they don't have money in the premises. And
of course, they don't have to pay to put the money in the bank either.
That was the second reason I was going to come to. The second reason is then the bank charge you when you go the next day to lodge your own money. They will charge you a fee for handling cash. So you're eliminating your fees and you're eliminating insurance on it. So there's 2 things. Let me see who came in there. There's someone else come in there. JR Cat, welcome in. Good to see you. Shark, if you ever, what's this?
I'll have to check into that.
The E goes straight into several drums. So my father was an engineer there. There you go. Now, see, another little contact for you there, Shark.
Yeah.
Scrap it all is saying, how are you eating? So, and US Jill is saying, how are you getting on? You on your eyes open.
I'm top of the world.
Well, you see, what improves Ian's thing was every time he knocked out a little bit of brass, he goes, there is some more money. Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. So he had to make up the money he spent last night on the beer. So he's going, right, I spent how much? So that's how many pounds of brass? So he's around getting it back.
It was shocking. It's 35 years since I've been to Manchester for a night out. Oh, there was a big change. Big change. I paid £12 for a beef burger in a pub. I'm like, I'll go to Greg's. There's a Greg's next door but one. I'll stuff myself silly for £12.
Yeah. You'd feed a family for £12 in Greg's.
But it was his stag do, so I guess I had to like peel the pounds out, one at a time.
Did all the moths fly out everywhere around the place when you opened the wallet?
I said, what's that? Oh, it's a groat. I thought I've not used a groat for a long time.
People in the chat are going, what's a groat? So there. Old money.
Old money.
Old money. If you had one, it'd probably be worth a few pounds.
Probably.
So how is scrap life treating you, anyway, Mr. Matthews? How is things going for you in the scrap?
Well, obviously, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday of last week, it was busy.
I seen the videos.
Friday, I went to the scrapyard on Friday. I only took my iron, very poor way, and I only got £45 for my iron.
Yeah, a lot of people are saying prices are down on scrap. Even Sharp was saying like the gold prices are dropping a bit and stuff like that. So it's kind of getting worrying out there. I was expecting prices to be going up constantly this year, but no, a lot of prices are either staying where they are or dropping back. There's nothing major moving in the right direction. A lot of stuff are either, there's nothing jumping up. Everything either stays the same as it was last week or it's down. Even Watchko was saying there, Patrick Williams, that battery prices are down here in Ireland. So there's another thing. Lead acid battery prices have dropped back.
Well, but in a way, I mean, you're like myself. We get it for free, don't we?
Yeah. Unless you buy RAM off eBay.
Winner. We're not like Mike who has to buy. Oh, you once bought some RAM, didn't you?
Yes. Well, yes. Let's not go there. Yeah, no. If we're not buying it, you're getting it for free. Anything you make is a profit. Because again, you're a bit like me. You don't really count your time as anything when you're doing it. Because if you're doing a hobby, do you count the time you're out in a golf course, going around there, putting the ball in a little hole? No. So,
See, the trouble is, if I did golfing, I'd end up going around collecting all the old golf balls and then going back to the clubhouse and selling them.
I used to do that when I was younger. We lived in golf course, and there was a hill, and when the ball would go up over the hill, the golfers couldn't see it, and we'd run across, grab the golf ball and into the forest, and we'd do that all day, and then at the end of the evening we'd go back and sell the balls back to them. And it was good fun. It was good fun watching them around the place trying to find where the ball went, and us in the forest with them in a bag. So all you golfers that I took all your golf balls and bought them off you again, sorry if you're soft enough to fall for that one.
We have people here in Florida that collect the golf balls from the water hazards. Now, of course, water hazard takes on a new meaning in Florida. Yeah, exactly. Alligators.
Are they crocodiles or alligators?
Alligators, yeah.
Oh, look at all that ram.
Oh, nice ram.
Wow.
Mike, you must have $100,000 there because, like, I paid about $500 for a little bit of that. Look at this. He's just trying to annoy me now by throwing me all this. Damn you, Mike. Damn you, Mike. Dear Cat had to deal with the danger, one of the dangerous things in the world. Electricity.
But, I'm just looking at what Mike's got there, and in a way, I mean, it's like you get your RAM and stuff, you actually extract the gold from it. And basically, he doesn't do that anymore. He's just a buyer and seller.
Yeah, well, he's learned that you can make them, you can sell that stuff to board sort, and if he wanted to get still have gold, he could use the money and buy gold with it, if he wanted to. So that's the advantage. Like, that's what I'd probably do if I was able to sell my stuff. I'd sell it to board sort or whoever, and then if I, yeah, thanks, Mike. then if I wanted to still have some gold for the future, I could use the money and buy gold with it. So that's an easier way of getting gold from e-waste, is sell the e-waste and buy some gold.
And you don't have to risk your life around dangerous assets.
You don't have to mess with
that is huge.
Huge.
How many pounds have you there, Mike?
2. I don't know. I think 30, something like that.
30 pounds. And how much is Board Store paying roughly a pound now?
Probably $5 for me. I don't know. I don't know. I haven't even looked at their prices.
I'll look at the last time I looked. It was 22, 23, something like that.
It was 23 last time I.
Oh, see that, scrap it all. Yes, scrap it all. Fish has gone very expensive in the fish and chip shops. Oh, I tell you, hasn't it just, if you want cod, especially if you want cod, not just any piece of fish. If you go in and you say, I want cod and chips, it might be whatever price, and then you might get fish and chips, which isn't cod, it might be whiting. You get it a bit cheaper. But if you want cod, it's gone expensive.
You can get
ram is 23.
Yeah, you get 2 pieces of fish here for about $5, but then you have to go get a shot from the doctor.
Shot from the doctor. Look at all the trimmed fingers there.
I got some over there too. All these servers, all the power supplies have the gold on them, on the ends of them. So I got to trim all them off.
So you all been busy as well, then, have you?
I haven't been that busy this week because of the weather. It's just been raining here all week. I don't know what it's been like over with you, but it's just been raining here all week.
Yeah. Well, it's been a busy week. I came back off holiday last week. I think Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I never even got off my desk. Apparently, when I go on holiday, no one does my job for me when I go on holiday. So they just let it pile up and pile up.
Well, you see, you make your job sound like it's so hard. People are afraid to do it. Then they go, "Oh, I'm not going there." Ian says this is very difficult, so I'm not going near that. So I'm not getting mixed up. See, you've done well, Ian. You've convinced them that you work hard, and they're saying you work very hard. I'm not going to do that job.
Yeah, and the one person that did give it a try, they said, "This is way too easy. I must be screwing this up somehow."
Yeah.
Oh my God, Ian's going to kill me.
Then he goes, "Oh, I finished. There's not even breakfast time yet." Ian said, I must have done something wrong. I'm getting out of here.
The last person they gave me and said, like, train him up, train this guy up to do what you do. So I started talking to him and I said, right, what do you know about computers? He says, I don't even have an email address. And I've got to teach him how to use Excel on a computer, boot stuff in. I was like, oh no.
Yeah, if he doesn't have an email address, then forget about computers.
It was,
you know, he definitely wouldn't be the man to have in charge of inputting stuff. You know,
I had somebody call me, and they had some questions, and I said, "Well, send me an email, and I'll be happy to help you out." And they said, "Oh, I don't use email." And I said, "Okay, well, can you text me a picture of what you have?" "No, I don't know how to do that either." Like, okay, now how am I supposed to help you figure out what it is you have? Well, I'm going to describe it to you on the. No, I'm not going to.
The guy that helps me, he don't have an email, or he can barely use a cell phone.
JR said, never train the new guy. Why? In case he takes your job? Is better than you?
How hard can it be to do Ian's job? I mean, really.
It's really hard to sit there all day, pushing a mouse. It's difficult.
I can do it. Oh, let me hit the wheel too. Oh, damn it.
Mike, after a while though, your wrist gets like, really limp.
I know, but Ian has strengthened his wrist up from drinking, you see?
Omarin.
And then it's this, and then you got to switch fingers when you're rolling that ball around, or you're going to get all messed up. You'll get, carpal tunnel syndrome and a blister in your nose picking finger.
Anyway, I can't wait to start hammering on my anvil. That should really please the neighbours.
I was going to say maybe I'd say the neighbors wouldn't mind you doing that just when darkness comes. I think it's the best time to do that sort of stuff.
Yeah, so they don't know who's doing it. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Optimus Prime, welcome in. Good to see you, sir. By the way, Pooh's mate said hi to you, Ian Matthews, as well.
Yeah, I saw Pooh's mate in chat. She's saying she wishes someone would train up for her job.
Pooh's mate, when are you retiring from your job? How many more years have you left before you can put your feet up and enjoy retirement? Ian has a few years left yet before he can do it.
I'm down to about 14 months now, but then will I or won't I?
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yes.
You see, my father should have retired 4 or 5 years ago. He still hasn't retired. I think he's like Shaq's father. He worked all his life, and I think he'd go mad if he was just sitting at home.
Whose mate's handed a notice in, so she must be getting ready to be a lady of leisure.
Hey,
yeah.
That means if she's not going to work, she'll have all that time to sort her shed out.
I was about to say the same thing. That means, Pooh's mate, we should be seeing videos of your shed and loads of scrapping going on in it.
Give them 3 years notice.
But,
I did.
Yeah,
I saw that, Pooh's mate. 3 years notice. Wow. I don't want anything this week. I really don't want to pick anything up this week.
Now, Dean, I guarantee you now that you've said that, there will be a video tomorrow evening of your car filled to the top with stuff.
I hope not, because the car's full at the moment as that's that kind of like overflow storage.
Come on, Ian. You know you can always fit something else in.
Yeah, I can squeeze a little something in.
It's like when I'm out street scrapping and I think the truck is full, and then I come up on another pile. It's like, we'll figure it out.
I watched Marty Scrap Kingdom's video this morning in bed, and that load he picked up. There is something of everything on that back of that truck.
Well, what I had to laugh about was not his video, but I had to laugh about he was spinning last week or something. He was doing the thing, and he was picking up microwaves and he was picking up bicycles. And next he opened it up and he goes, "Oh, I'm filled up in here. I'm going to have to call it a day. It's filled up. I'm going to go now and get a KFC." And I looked and I go, "You have enough room in there. E. Matthews would have fit at least 2 more ton in there." You know, there was so much space. I was here. What do you mean filled up? You could squeeze so much more in there.
Yeah.
Everyone's a different perspective on what's full up. With E. Matthews, it's like if you can't close the door, it's full.
I always keep a bungee strap in so I can just duke it round and just drive with it open a little.
Yeah.
Oh, Ian, I saw I couldn't get my camera out in order to record it, but this car was pulled up next to me at the stoplight, and they had a mattress on the top of their little tiny sedan type car. And the light turned green, and we're starting down the road, and the mattress is doing this, as they're driving down the road. I'm thinking, maybe using bungee cord to hold down the mattress wasn't a bright idea.
I did exactly the same when I was taking my son's mattress from his house to his new house. And I was going up this, they call it the 100-mile stretch. It's about a 2-mile stretch through a field, dead straight. And I pulled out on the road, and this sports car came to the back of me. And I'm going down, and I've loads of rope up round it. And I've actually got my hand on, and I'm holding the rope. And it's an unrestricted limit, but I'm doing about 30. And he's trying to overtake me. I can see him try to overtake me. And then I put my hand down, and the front of the mattress went like that. You should have seen him drop back. He must have dropped back 400 yards. So I had to pull in a farmer's turning and like throw another a strap on longitudinally, front to back.
Yes.
Did he say strap on?
No, Mister.
Yeah. I don't know why he was putting a strap on to drive the car, but that's that's whatever.
Yeah, I do have a roof rack. Well, I've got roof bars on the top of my car, and I do have roof.
Bruce said you need a roof rack on your shed. Never mind your car.
Banned. I can't go up and I can't go down. I can't go sideways.
You put another level on the shed. No, would the neighbours give out if you went up another level?
No.
Built up another story on the shed.
I'm seriously thinking of going down though.
Digging down into the
a bit like Colin First going down.
Yeah. How is the secret location doing?
Well, the ladies moved into the house now, which is causing me difficulties.
Oh, you're going to have to move that stuff soon.
I've got rid of a lot of it, to be honest. So it's okay. It's just that she parks her car in a strange spot and only leaves me a small gap to get through. So I don't like taking anything big in case I scratch a car. And
have you got anyone to take your e-waste yet? Have you sorted that out?
No, that's still building up.
I'm actually over there again next month. So I am. So make sure you lock that location because I'll definitely go rob it.
Well, didn't I have a bag of something I failed to give you? Similar, it's round here.
A bag of Rolexes?
A bag of Rolexes, yeah. Did someone say Rolex?
Anyway, I've been searching this garage top to bottom to try and find one of your stickers to put over the top or at the side of one of these gentlemen.
Well, if you haven't found it by the time I come over next month, I'll bring some over with me.
I've got a box. I've got a box somewhere that's got them all in. So,
when is your son's wedding, by the way? Is it next month or this month or
18th of August?
Oh, actually, no, I'm not over next month. I'm over the month after. It's September before I'm over. I thought it's September I'm over. I never went to work for anyone else once I retire, but I would quite happily potter around working twice the hours for half the pay for myself. Yeah, if you're working for yourself, you'd always work more hours than if you're working for someone else. Because Shark, you probably can say that because when you're working for yourself, it doesn't feel like work. Some days it might. If things aren't going good, you might be sick of this. But when you're working for yourself, when you're working for someone and it's coming to your clock at off time, you're counting and looking at the clock. But when you're working for yourself, I don't think you look at the clock as much. Do you? I wouldn't. When I worked for myself, I didn't.
It just depends on what the temperature is.
Yeah, well, that's the other side of it. But it's always more rewarding when you're working for yourself because anything you're doing, you're going, I'm doing this for myself. It's my own benefit. When you're working for someone, any extra stuff you're doing, you're making the other guy richer.
Yeah, but bear in mind that the scrap value it's always the lowest value. We're not. It's lots and lots of pennies, isn't it, that is making it up. You're lucky if you come across a big haul, of copper or something, and most people want something for it. So
I actually, now you mentioned that, I was going to ask Shark there. He got a nice haul of lead this week. Did you have to buy that lead, Shark, or did you get it all for free?
Got it all for free.
No, that was a nice haul. 500 pounds of free lead.
Wow.
Yeah, and all those rotors and car parts were free as well. It was an automobile repair shop. I know the owner. They had an employee that was scrapping stuff, and then he quit, and he left everything there. So the owner said, "Okay, you're now my scrap guy. So we'll be figuring out a schedule. How that when it was one of their employees, it was easy for him to separate what was scrap versus what they were going to keep for reuse and stuff. But I told him, I said, look, we're going to need to have a place where you put everything in that place. I'll come by every week, every other week. Whatever's in that place is going to go away. So, you figure out how you want to do that so that I don't take something that you want to keep.
George, I don't know. The boss wife likes it when grab her backside. I don't know how that would work out for everyone.
So last night we're going to a bar. I think there's 8 of us, and the bouncer said, "Sorry, there's too many guys. Can't let you in." Straight as a flash, I said, "Oi," I said, "I identify as a woman." He says, "Not working." Still not coming in. He was funny with it, like, you know.
Yeah, but like, would you? Well, see, you wouldn't have thought of this beforehand. Like, you never, if there's more than 2 people guys going at the same time, the chances of getting in are pretty slim into nightclubs or bars in the city. So you have to break your, 2 go in, and then 10 minutes later 2 more come down, and then 10 minutes later 2 more.
There must be 1,000 bars in Manchester. If we can't get in one, it's no problem getting in another.
Yeah, true enough.
Oh, the first one we went in, oh my God, I don't know why they picked it. It was called Fierce Bar, and it's like a Brewdog rip-off, same sort of layout, chairs, and they sold craft beers. And I looked at it, oh, this be all right. And I started going down them, and about 20 beers, there's not one I would want to taste. There was a watermelon beer, I don't know, flamingo and peach beer. And I'm like, how'd you make a beer out of flamingo?
You put it in a liquidizer.
And it was just, stuff like that. Beer with quinine. And I'm like, quinine malaria. You know, it's like, ended up having a coffee and vanilla port stout, which was very like the one that Aldi sell.
You know, back when I was brewing beer, I went through this phase where I was trying out fruit wheat beers, right? You know, strawberry wheat beer, cherry wheat beer. After, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 batches of crap, I just said, the hell with this. I'm just sticking with the straight, porters, stouts, ales. I'm not messing with this crap anymore. And then I got myself focused on trying to replicate the flavors of the beer, of the commercial beers that I enjoyed. So that was a lot of fun experimenting with how to replicate those flavors. But I stopped doing the fruit junk because it was just like, no, you can't even taste the beer. I mean, why?
No.
Why are you drinking it?
Yeah, it's just like a fruit drink. Then it's like an alcoholic fruit drink or something like that. So it's like them little cocktails the women drink.
Well, I mean, if you're going to do something like that, why not just have a shandy, right? And be done with it.
Yeah. Shark, there's a question there for you, Shark, I think, is there? Shark, I don't know how far the company from you.
Okay.
200 copper and silver related to them. The version here gives me idea. So he's saying if you can find that company there down your way, if there's a company like that, he gets them off him up his side.
Yeah.
So, might be another contact for you down the your side.
Just make sure they've not got that silicon goo on them.
Did you manage to get a way of removing them yet, Ian?
Not yet. No, it's still waiting for bonfire night.
I don't do silver contacts though. I just throw that crap in the shred.
Oh, you sinner! Oh. You sinner!
I can finally say I finally like that guy.
You just want to get it in Mike's good books. That's all you're at, Shark. Grow back.
Oh yeah, I really worry about that.
So Ian, what's your plan for the week now? Seeing you're just back from holidays, you have a lot of stuff to catch up on, do you?
A lot of stuff. I don't want to touch the camera. I can't move. But I'm off for a fortnight, Friday.
Hold on a second. You come back from holidays, and you're off again. Oh, that's right. Your company shuts down for 2 weeks, and you. Yes. I remember you telling us this story.
Yeah. So he kind of like said it to me on, I think, I said I inquired. He was doing wages, and I heard somebody say, "So we're off." And he said, "Yeah." He said we'll shut down. So I said, "Haven't you got a crew in? Because I'm supposed to be working the first week." And he kind of looked at me as though like, a bit of a smirk on his face. I was like, no, we're shut down, meaning you're going to lose 4 days' wages. And I'm like, oh, great, fantastic. So the best thing to do, I said, is deduct me those 4 days I've had off. And he's like, oh, you could work 8 Fridays to make up. I said, no, deduct the 4 days. I'll have the fortnight off. And then he got a little bit uffy with me. And he's like, well, obviously, you've not had much due. You're not going to have much due. You can have next week off without pay as well if you want. I said, that suits me. Yeah, I'll go for that. I'll see you in August. But he wouldn't. He said, no, you have to come in. I make more in here than I do at work.
I was going to say you're probably making more in there now with your scrap than you are. I
should consider. I've been offered a nice contract. So this guy gets all this cable and he keeps it. Goes to weigh it in himself. He now can't be bothered weighing it in. So a local scrap guy goes round and buys it off him.
Oh.
And he said, would you not be interested in buying it off him? Because I'd sooner it's what other people see when they go in. You know, and it's like, would you not buy it off me? I said, yeah. I said, I'm thinking about, I was going to offer that. He's like, I'll come in, we'll weigh it. I'll phone the scrapyard up. Whatever they say household wire is on that day, I'll give you that price. I won't quibble because this scrap man's driving his price down. Because I know he throws lots of stuff in there, like big 1/4-inch tails he throws in. And
when you cut them off, take them off, you're increasing the price straight away for yourself.
Yeah, so I thought, well, you get a third more when you strip it. So I thought, if I was to give him 600 quid, I'd make £900, you know, and I could cut back on lots of other stuff and just have a steady stream of cable coming in. So
I hate to tell you, a third of 600 is 200. The last time I checked.
Right.
So
okay.
62 is 8.
I am shit at that.
You know, I just want to inform you of your maths. Scrap in Scotland, welcome in, guys. If you haven't checked out Scrap in Scotland's channel yet, it's a good channel to look at. He does a lot of stripping of wire, what Ian does be on about.
Yeah, and he did it a different. Like he uses the hook blade as well. I've got some of them around here.
And he done a poem here. I put it up on my. I shared it out on my community tab. He done a scrapper's poem, which was very good. If you haven't seen it, guys, check it out.
Anyway, I'm going to jack in now. It's getting late for me and lots to do yet. So,
Ian, as always, it was a pleasure talking to you. And hopefully you have a nice busy week. And I hope that every day your car is filled with scrap.
You know that's going to happen. I don't want it, but you know it's going to happen.
I want to see a video tomorrow of you trying to squeeze stuff into the back of the car.
I've got a video to do tonight. It's not about scrapping. So we're doing a favour for somebody, which turned out to be a big, awkward job.
I missed Martha coming in, so welcome in. She may have come in earlier and said something. I may have missed it. If you didn't, welcome in. Good to see you. Hope all is
Ian,
well with you.
Don't you worry about blowing out the suspension in that car with all the stuff you've been jamming in there?
Yeah. I know the guy who I got it off. He had spring assisters put on the car. He's got a tow bar on, so he must have towed something. So he's beefed up the suspension. So no.
Would a van not be a better investment for you? Like a nice little van.
You can't go to the tip in a van.
Yeah, but you can go to the scrapyard in a van.
I don't know. I'm not a scrapper.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. I'm not a scrapper. What were you doing today, Ian?
Hey?
What were you doing today if you're not a scrapper?
Making space.
By what? Scrapping out something.
Oh no, yes, I was taking the brass out of plugs. I was going to melt them down and create a figurine.
Oh, okay. But I've noticed that them pins go in a bag and go to a scrapyard.
Well, I've got to buy the gas to melt it down.
Oh, okay. Investment for the future.
It's all coming together slowly. Right, I'm off. I'll see you all around and about.
Hey,
thank you. Ian. Happy New Year, man.
Bye, everyone. Catch you around. Well, I'm no doubt there'll be a video during the week or two.
Well, Jules said he's a hoarder under recovery.
I'm a hoarder of the worst kind. I hoard scrap. It's terrible.
A resource collector. Watchcall reckons you are, Pooh's mate.
Hey, I tell you what though, before I go, scroll on. I need that backspace key now. I've got to press it down like that, just so I can overcome that spring.
It's the spring. You don't want to find the spring, in all fairness.
Did well to find the key.
Oh, the key. It was the key that went flying off. That was
the key went. Well,
yeah.
Oh shit! Where did that go?
That was so funny.
Going. Ta-ra.
Good luck. Oh, he's something else.
Hey.
But yeah, so he's busy scrapping. But I guarantee you, there's going to be at least 2 videos this week of his car jammed with stuff that he'd have found or picked up, or he'd be in a skip picking it out. Even though if he's going by a skip, his car will be filled, he still has to stop and have a look in the skip. Can't go by it. Ron, welcome in. Good to see you, Ron.
Hey, Ron.
Look, someone else come in. Did I forget to say their name? I'm sure I see someone. I go, oh, I must mention him. Maybe I did mention everyone.
Did you say hi to Martha?
I did. I said hi to Martha. I said I didn't know whether she commented earlier or not.
Oh, okay.
But, I said if I missed your comment earlier coming in, I said you're more than welcome in. She was hi to Martha. See, that's the thing. You probably know the same yourself when you're doing the live and next thing chat is going up and you get caught in a chat with someone. Then you go, oh, did I see someone's name there? I meant to say hi to. And you're going back through the chat then trying to find who you meant to say hi to. Because, you know, you don't mean to miss people, but sometimes you might miss someone coming into the chat. And if I ever do miss anyone, I do not do it intentionally. Oh.
It's it's for my style of live stream. There's also I'm trying to keep up with the notes that I've taken to present information, the timing of the different sections that we're moving through, what's going on in the chat. It's surprising how much stuff is going on to try to keep track of it at any given time.
Yeah, well, yours is kind of even worse than mine in that case, as in timings. For me, timing isn't a major thing because I don't have a set schedule of I need to get this in, I need to get that in, I need to get, because you have your set down. So you do your metals first. You look at whatever it is, gold or whatever, you do them first. Then you have your safety section where you talk about the safety stuff. Then you have your industrial metal, and then you have your stocks to go through. So you have all that done. So so you have to try and get that done. And again, you're trying to keep that within your hour. So if you get distracted by a chat and get off on a tangent, then you're here trying to make up that time again to get is it within your hour. So that's a bit harder to do. Where if I get distracted by something here, well, if I forget about it this week, I'll talk about it next week. You know?
Yeah. What's wrong with this grinder?
No guard on it. Oh, there is. Okay.
That's what's wrong with it. That's what's wrong with it.
He's got a guard on
it. One little clip and it's coming off. I didn't even use it yet. Brand new. I do like with a keyboard, so look, something to handle.
What does
oh yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Us hobby scrappers is why don't you have a van? Because we are hobby scrappers. Yeah. But if I was picking up a lot of stuff, I was actually thinking about getting a van. I was there thinking lately, will I get a van because it's handier a van? Because now again, some people might say to me, "Oh, I've got some of this to pick up. I've got this stuff thrown around the house." I'm thinking, well, if I had a van, I could pick that up, even if I'm not going to scrap it out. I could bring all that stuff. So whether it's bigger metal or whatever, I could bring all that straight to the scrapyard and make some money on it. Where I can't shove it into my car because it's big lints of metal or whatever. Because there might be someone says, "Oh, I have a rake of stuff thrown around the house here." If I had a van, I could pick it up and just bring it straight to a scrapyard and make money on it. But so I was thinking about getting a van, but I don't know will I or won't I. It ain't got no gas in it.
That's pretty clever the way they put the key right in the handle like that, though. That was a good thought.
Yeah, my neighbor went to Home Depot yesterday. He's like, "You need anything?" I said, "I need 2 Sawzall blades, a Sawzall, and a grinder." And he came back with all that shit. Because I had a cordless Sawzall and I burned it up. So I'm tired of running, the cords and all that crap outside.
Sure, yeah.
So, and since I got a whole crap load of air conditioners and motors to do, it's coming a lot easier, I think. I don't know. If my foot falls off, it won't matter.
Well, you could use the Sawzall to cut off your foot.
I'm thinking about it.
I have something to moan about as I destroyed my Range Rover. I'm sure. Look at what's called everyday sellers with the BMW as well, throwing scrap into it. That's why whenever people see me throwing stuff into the back of the BMW as well, they're thinking, "What the hell? He's driving a BMW, but he's picking up scrap. What's going on here?"
Yeah, when I was doing this as a hobby, I had a Ford Explorer. And so I'm putting stuff in the back of that, and no matter how careful you try to be, you're going to ding stuff up. It's just there's only so much you can avoid. So now with the Sharkmobile, I try not to create any damage because it still gets damaged enough.
And do you remember you looked a while ago about putting sides on the Sharkmobile so you could carry more stuff? You never went any further with that?
Oh, I keep threatening to do it and I keep not doing it. The Tacomas have a weird bed layout, and it makes it's not as simple as, say, with the Chevys and the Fords where they have the slots on the side that you can put things down in. They're there. It's a little more. It's just a little bit weird that you got to deal with. It can be done, and I get in these moods where I'm like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get this done," and then I just don't do it. And so
I love Scrap and Panaman's lift on his one for the little lift for putting stuff up into it. Great job.
Well, and I looked really hard at getting a lift.
Yeah.
And all the liftgate companies. It's the same thing. The liftgate might be rated for 2,000 pounds, but when they put it on that particular truck, that Tacoma, because the way the truck is made, they have to derate the lift to 500 pounds. And it's like, okay, that would still be fine for like the water heaters and the stoves and those kind of things. But it costs just as much as putting on a $2,000 one. So it's like, I haven't been able to justify in my mind spending the same amount of money for a 1-ton lift, but only getting 500 pounds out of it.
Yeah. That's a good part. I know Mike has gone there now, but Granny, put up some raw honey on your foot. Yeah, that's good because honey is a good way of healing because it's got antibiotic things. So did you see that, Mike? For you, a little.
Okay. Yeah, I had like 5 people tell me that.
Yeah.
And then Earl will be licking on your foot all night long.
But I eat a teaspoon of honey in the morning and a teaspoon of honey at night. So that should be in my system and fix all that crap. The problem, I don't know what it is, but it's been like creeping up my leg. So I don't know. I got something going on.
I think I'd be going to a doctor if it started moving up my leg.
Can't afford it.
Well, then I'd be going to. Is there no clinics you can walk into over there? Isn't there a free clinic that you can walk into in America?
I'm not a crackhead. Only crackheads are allowed to go there.
Yeah, but you can pretend you're a crackhead.
No, I'm not crackhead.
Mike, what's going on? Is there like is it just is it tingly? Is it dark color? Is it what?
My big toe, I guess I dropped something on it and don't remember because it got like super black nail and all that. So right where the nail and the cuticle is, you know, if you touched it, you could feel like needles, but that was just a damage. But then on my pinky toe, I had like a little hangnail, so I ripped it off. No, it never did nothing. You know, it was just a little hangnail. And then like 2 days later, the toe next to that one started acting up, and it had like this weird like blister or something on it. So I was trying to pop it the other day, and it was like popping like a tough piece of leather. It would not pop. But now it's like on the side of my leg and or on my side of my foot and going up my leg, and I don't know what it is. Nothing is swollen.
Is it painful? Is there pain with it? No.
Yeah, I'm standing here with like putting. Well, you see on my shoe, I got my house shoe on and my regular work shoe.
Yeah.
I went to the store like that today. I said, look, I'm starting a new trend.
See, you're already beginning to dress like a crackhead.
Yeah. Let's see. What does gangrene look like? Let's see.
I ain't gangrene. My dad had that. I know that was that. I don't know. It's just I always have problems with like both my legs, from like my knees to my ankles. They always feel like tired, or it's not really like a throbbing pain that, you know, bothers you, but it's just like they're always tired, and I don't know. It's just a weird feeling.
Circulation, is it?
It shouldn't be, because I drink that beet juice daily, and that increases your blood circulation and all that crap. So I don't know. I'm gonna put the honey on there, Granny. And if my cat starts licking my feet in the middle of the night and I get excited, you're getting a phone call.
So that's not what your foot looks like, Mike?
Jesus.
Just the big toe.
Just the big toe. That's what your big toe looks like?
Yeah. I got more yellow than black, though. No, that's not what it looks like. If you take about half of that, that's what my dad's foot looked like.
Oh, man.
My dad had gangrene, and, you know, he lost his foot, but.
Yeah, that's just, But
I think
part of my leg could be a circulation problem as well, but.
Yeah, I think part of my leg hurting today is because I have that slipper on, and I've been out here working all day, so I don't have like a real cushion on the bottom of my foot.
No, I was going to say, I said, Shark, I was going to ask you a question there, so it just popped back into my head. I had a comment left on a video, a guy in Brazil, and he was saying that he's got loads of e-waste in Brazil, and he's looking for someone that can help him with shipment out of Brazil to other countries, right? So, right? You know where this is going, don't you?
Uh-huh.
So I reckon you'd be the man that could sort all that out. I could see an opportunity for you there.
Let's see. I've had a similar opportunity offered to me from Nigeria, from Saudi Arabia, from Korea, and from one other place that's escaping me right now.
Yeah. See, when I see them comments, I like to think that people are genuine, but then when you think about it more, you're thinking like, surely there's someone in Brazil this guy could be selling to. Why is he looking for people outside of Brazil to buy the stuff, you know, and stuff like that? And it's just surely there's what he was saying on the comment was that the prices, he sees prices in America and Europe being a lot better for waste. So would someone buy it and bring it to Europe and then pay him after it's sold, give him a share or stuff like that? I was thinking, yeah, how much is it going to cost to ship from Brazil to Europe or Brazil up? But I imagine it's hard enough to get stuff from Canada, as Mike could tell you, down into America. So imagine what it'd be like trying to bring something from Brazil into America in waste.
You know, some places are more difficult than others. But one way or another, if they're serious about doing it, then they find a shipment broker to handle that transaction. They don't go around.
That's what I was going to suggest to them, is you talk to a shipment broker and talk to the likes of Board Sort, and if he wants to see would a shipment company send it straight to Board Sort for him, you know, that could be something if he's genuine. That's what I would say. But again, you see from other countries, you can't rely whether people are genuine or not sometimes. And I'm not saying he isn't genuine, as I say, because I don't know the guy or whatever, but it was just something he left on my a comment he left on one of my videos. Did I know anyone that would be interested in it or whatever? And I said, look, I mentioned it on my live. People might have some ideas for you what to do. So there's an idea. If you're watching this again, shipment broker, talk to them first. Go from there. If you're genuinely looking to sell your waste outside of Brazil.
The problem is if you try to ship it into the U.S. and it's loose boards and stuff, they won't let it in.
Yeah.
I'm
not sure what it's like for Europe, for shipping stuff to Europe.
Well,
for
to Europe. But if you try to ship it here, forget it.
Yeah, because I know there is a company in Europe that does buy boards, as I was saying earlier, that buy them by the lorry load for recycling. And they're a big gold refinery. That's what they are. And they take the boards and they have all the pros. They get all the gold, the platinums, the silvers. They get the copper. They get everything off the boards. So they're huge to do it. Like, but again, I'm not sure if it's just will they do it with just European states or will they deal with outside companies or not? If the email was from Canada, it would be believable. Sorry to hear that. See you scrapping. What does see you scrap say? I had big plans for today, but my straps in. I currently have 47. Oh, sorry to hear that. See you scrapping. Watchgall was telling you there. Martha was saying, Mike, please get a place to check that out. If you have or don't have, you have diabetes, they could turn into a huge mess. You
don't have any like red lines or anything like that. It's just I don't know. It was weird. It was like as soon as I pulled that hangnail, all hell broke loose on my foot. So I don't know. It's a weird. You
might have got a bit of an infection in there, of some sort. Maybe some antibiotics might be the answer.
Isn't Jack Daniels an antibiotic?
No, that's a disinfectant.
Somebody lied to me. I should have known it was 2/5.
The honey now has antibiotic properties to it, so you could, by rubbing the honey in, it may work if you on an open cut or wound.
Yeah, I'll try it. I'll try it tonight. But like I said, I mean, it's not. I don't know. It's just weird because there's like no swelling, no nothing. It just hurts.
Yeah.
I was hoping for a blood clot, so I started jumping up and down and loosening it up and get it up there, but nope.
Mike.
Nope.
Oh, that's terrible. I was hoping for a blood clot.
I haven't stood on my head. Went against the wall, upside down. Shook my leg a little bit. Did the hokey pokey.
You know that
in tomato juice or tomato juice, as you would say in America.
So it's the new definition of your life sucks is when your life is like Mike's and you can't even kill yourself.
A minute ago, Dan told me to put a Kotex on it to buffer to cushion it.
Yeah, I see that there.
Yeah, I was actually putting a piece of gauze between my pinky toe and the other toe, just so they didn't rub together.
That's what he said there. We're a maxi pad for cushioning.
Yeah.
There you
go. So I had to go into the ER one time with a sanitary napkin strapped to my chin. I had taken a hit on the chin, and it split my chin open down to the bone, and that was the only thing that we had that was big enough to cover the wound and contain all the blood. So.
I was going to say something, but I can't say it because I'll probably get demonetized, so I better not say it. I'll probably get kicked off YouTube, so I won't say it. I'll say it when we're back in the private chat.
Yeah. And I mean, you can't see the scar because I've got this beard now, but I've got this horrendous scar across my chin that's been with me ever since that happened.
And was it an accident at work or was it a bar fight?
Or a pissed off girlfriend. That's all I'm gonna say.
That's all I'm going to say. But yeah, I was trying to find that comment that the guy left to see what his exact words were on that, what he was asking again. But
yeah, the guy that I got those servers from, he was filling up containers and shipping overseas, and he said it's starting to be like a real pain to do. So he's looking for a local person to just sell the crap to. Lucky me.
Yeah.
But
well, you see, a lot of companies don't want to take stuff. Don't want to take stuff from abroad anymore, because even China and them recycling companies, like even India, don't want any waste coming anymore from Europe or America and stuff like that, because again, they're trying to clean up their own country, and they don't want to be dealing with the waste from other countries, you know.
India is a joke.
Yeah.
I watch those videos in India, and it's just like.
Well, every time I look at the videos from India and I see them soaking the chips in the sulfuric acid and a pair of flip-flops on them, I'm just thinking, oh my God, boiling sulfuric acid. If that lands on your foot, it just eats straight through, right to the bone. I mean, like, what?
I should go over there. I wonder if they're hiring. I could wear flip-flops.
Hey, Bill, welcome in. And Philip, welcome in. Good to see you guys.
Yeah, it's there. A lot of the countries that were importing various types of waste before really started cracking down. You know, they're really cracking down on having it clean, having it properly segregated. You know, just stuff that makes it a lot more difficult to get it shipped. And then the other thing that happens is, you know, you get that. Let's say you manage to get the container shipped, and then it gets over there, and then they say, "Oh yeah, you know what? We found some contamination, so
yeah, we're not paying
for it."
Yeah.
And what are you going to do? You know, you're now. You know, you sent them an entire container full of boards, and they're not going to pay you for it. So
yeah, that's the you know, that's the other side of it. You have to watch for it. But if you're dealing, that's why I don't sell stuff on eBay either, because if you sell something, I find, and actually the guy on the other side, the bought it, says, "Oh well, that's not what I was expecting," and they put a claim in against it, straight away eBay takes their side, and you're the one out of pocket. So I don't bother. That's why I don't bother with eBay that much. This is the question from the guy on he wrote, "Gentlemen, I am a young Brazilian that dreams of selling scrap from my country, Brazil, to anywhere in the world. I've been studying the English language. I need a mentor to help me. Do you know someone that would be able to? Here in Brazil, we are, well, he said rich in terms of recycling, so it means a lot of recycling. We have a lot of material to export. Thanks." And that was it. So again, that seems like one of them Nigerian crowds, you know, that, oh, I like, you know, would you buy this e-waste sort of thing? But I said I'd mention it on my live in case he's genuine. So I don't know.
Well, and you know, of course, we have no idea what the laws are like in Brazil. It would be impossible to mentor somebody from another country on how to handle their e-waste, because you don't know what the laws are there. You really have no idea how to help that person.
Yeah, because what I'd say to that person is that I'm sure there's Facebook groups in Brazil, the same as the Facebook groups in England and Ireland. There's a thing called Scrap Chat, where people in England and Ireland are always talking on prices and places to sell stuff and export vans and all engines of vans to different countries and stuff like that. I'm sure Brazil has a Facebook page that will be able to help them with guys who are into that, exporting scrap or whatever abroad. Irish, I see you looking for gold on boards a lot. What do you do with it? I'm not being. Well, I have nitric acid. So I do. I have the nitric acid, so I can refine it with the nitric acid. So I do have the you know, I have nitric acid, so I can refine it. If you don't have nitric acid, there is other ways of dissolving the gold. It depending on how. If you have the fingers, the gold fingers, like what Mike was showing earlier from the RAM, you can use hydrochloric acid and bleach to dissolve them. So that works as well. So you don't have to use nitric acid for all gold, but if it's bond wires, you will have to use nitric acid usually, or you can make one on nitric.
That's what I used to do.
Again, scrap in Scotland, nitric acid is a very dangerous acid, and to be honest, if you've never used it, or not even, do a lot of research before you do decide to go down that road, I'd say, because it is a nasty acid, and if you breathe in the fumes from that, you could be dead within minutes of it. So
yeah, or you know, you could lose your hair. I mean, look what happened to Irish.
Shut up, Mona. You're just saying that now because you're growing your hair long, and that's all you're at. Look at the long hair he's growing there at the back. Yeah, I was watching the video and you could see it under the hard hat, and I said, "Look at how long his hair is getting." Yeah,
Hey,
make your own.
Come on, get you some of that. This is cut off, so as soon as I get a minute.
Yeah, the electronic scrapper has done a video where he done the gold without using acids. So that's another way to have a look at that for doing the gold recovery on low grade pins and stuff like that. He got the gold off them by doing it a different way. Don't forget the Welsh and Scottish. Make your own. Yeah, you can make your own nitric acid, but again, I tried doing that last year and I missed one step in doing it, and I nearly set fire to the whole shed.
Why you would have cleaned it out?
You know, so you have to be so careful with it because my mistake was I had it all set up. I had the heat set up, and I had the heat set too high because you have to get it to a boiling temperature and keep it at that. But I overboiled it, and you're meant to put some. When you put the two chemicals in, you're meant to put something like a fine china, you know, like from a china bowl or something, a bit of china into it, and that stops what they call bumping, chemical bumping, where chemicals bump against each other when they're mixing, and they create an actual bit of pressure. And I forgot to put in the china, and next time I walked away, and next thing I got here, blah, 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 and next time I looked, and it was just spraying out everywhere. So again, lucky enough, I had a catch thing underneath it for catching the acids, because I always do that in case it boils over. So again, one little thing that I forgot to put in, and imagine if I was standing there looking in over the acids when that happened, it would have been straight up into my face. So again, acids are so dangerous.
And the stupid shall be punished.
Yes, exactly. The mullet is making a comeback. So that's what Bill said. The mullet is making a comeback. Again, I was watching another guy's video talk about acids. I was watching another guy's video. What was his name? He's doing it for years as well. But again, like that, he walked away, and the heat just got too much, and it boiled over. Now, again, a boil over, if you have a catchment thing underneath it, isn't a serious thing if you're not standing beside it, because it just boils over and goes into another dish, and that's it. But again, he's doing it for 10, 12 years, and again, he just had the heat set too high or wasn't watching it. So it's so easy something like that could happen, where if you're doing the acid work, you have to be watching everything, and if you walk away, you can come back to a disaster when you come back if you're not careful. So I'd advise anyone, if you can sell your boards without messing with acids, do that. Safer for yourself and everyone around you. Melted the gold fingers. What carat gold would you get if you melted the fingers? You would be worth it. It'd be just junk. That's all it's going to be, because it's going to be more copper than gold in it. So you wouldn't even get 12 karat gold out of it. It's you'll have more copper and stuff. That's what people do you see them on eBay selling these gold bars from gold pins and stuff like that, and people buy them, and it costs them 3 times the money in acid to get the gold out of it that was in it. So it's not worth it. Look at all them lovely hard drives.
I'll be looking at those. You want them, you can have them.
No,
Come and get them.
Yeah, no, scrap it all. It's the same thing. Trim fingers. There's too much copper on the bottom of them, so it'd be worthless. And you have to. There's other impurities mixed in with it. So the only way to get it to a better gold quality is using either the acids to get it to a higher grade of gold.
Hey, Doggy Bones.
Yeah, well, Doggy Bones has just dropped into the basement, so I'll be bringing him up there now because he's dropped in there. You're gonna have to turn off YouTube again, Doggy.
Yeah, I gotta turn it down all the way. How's that?
That's good. What have you been working on today?
Oh, I'm laid up.
You're still laid up from your accident, yeah?
Yeah.
So, anything else strange with you? How are things going for you? Have you collected anything, or people dropping any scrap off at you?
I have a reconstructed knee and my collarbone. Whoops. Where am I going? And my collarbone is still out of place, still broken. I got to go see the orthopedic. That's from strapping on a scooter.
Question there for Ron said, where's the best place to sell boards? Out of stuff at the minute, has not found anywhere near me. Where are you, Ron? Whereabout are you? First, that might help us out. If you can put in what location you're in, and we might be able to think, because I know if you're in America, Board Sort is a good source of selling. Like Scrap It All there goes. He sells to, I sell to Board Sort, not going to mess with the assets. There you go. So again, it depends on where you are in the world and what you can do with the boards. You know. So did you have an operation on the knee? He's trying to look at the phone. He's trying to look at the TV at the same time.
Yeah, I'm looking at TVC.
Yeah.
But
no, he's in Derby in England. There was a place there in Manchester, I thought, one time that used to take the boards, and I think Ian Matthews had made contact with a crowd that buy the boards in England. I'm not sure what the name of the company was, but I'll find out, and maybe next week Ian might be able to tell us the name of that company, Ron, for you, because I know there was a crowd in Manchester, I think, that used to buy the boards, give you a better price than you would in the scrapyard get. So that might be an option for you. And I know there's a place that Everyday Solars sells to, but she's down around London area or somewhere down there. I think she is somewhere down there. Oh yeah, they're nice,
buddy. That's a nice chip.
Yeah, they're nice.
I know. That's what I do with them too. I just toss them aside. I got a bunch of those.
Philip said, I got ripped up selling my boards locally, so I depopulated all my boards and selling the board to them and get them back. Yeah, well, again, if you Philip, if I don't know what you're going to be doing, if you're going to be selling the chips and stuff afterwards, or you're going to be processing them yourself, it's another option, because I know Board Sort in places like that, you buy the chips as well as buying the full boards. So it's another like they buy gold corner BGAs and stuff like that.
Yeah, but they devalue the board when you do that.
Yeah, they devalue the board, like so. But
so if you have a board that's worth $6 a pound, like a high telecom board like this one, this is where you get burnt. You get a board like this, and you take all these chips off of there. You take all these chips off of here.
That's a nice board.
Like there's 1, 2, 3, there's 4, there's five gold corner BJs. This is $6 a pound. If you take those off, it's $1 a pound.
And how much a pound will you get for the gold corner BGAs off them?
They buy these, I think, for $15 a pound. But if I took these off, I could sell them to my refiner for $80 a pound. But on high telecom boards, I don't take them off. I take them off the little crappy boards.
Well, I would too.
So I might pop these little tantalums off of it, but that's about it. Everything else stays on it. So it's really not worth, if you're going to sell your boards, not taking the chips off, because you will get degraded big time.
What Paul said there, Scrapping Scotland said he's a place in Dunfermline, and he's in Edinburgh, so a bit of a trek. But he has somewhere he can sell the boards to, so that's good. And what sort of prices are they giving you on the boards, Scrapping Scotland? Are they giving you a fairly good price compared to what you pay in the scrapyards are giving you locally? What's called Philip is saying he's getting 50 pence a kilo for the boards, is it? Is that what you're getting? 50p a kilo? So that's no better than shred price.
Yeah. And like a like a slot processor, a lot of people will take the gold fingers off of these. So this is $17.50 a pound, the same as this one. If you cut those fingers off, it goes down to $7 a pound. That's how much.
I bet that's a half a pound.
So, hey, you're losing more than half.
Yeah.
They're taking those fingers off of there. Now
Yeah.
I could take that, that copper cap off of there if I wanted to, but that's weight on the board. You want the board weight. Yeah.
How much gold is in one of these vapes?
Not a lot.
Never dealt with them, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I want somebody to do it. I want you to do it, Mike.
I don't know. I ain't wasting my time on that crap. It's not worth it.
Question there for you from
what's that? I take the aluminum and copper off the board, so that devalue it. The aluminum and copper. It depends on what they are. Like on this board here, if this had like a little toroid or something on it, you want to take that off. But if it's on like a motherboard, you can leave them on there, but it don't really matter.
Yeah,
but see, board sort is, because they deal with such volume, it's basically what their buyers want because they change stuff up all the time.
Yeah, now some of the boards, they want you to remove the aluminium heat sinks before you sell them to them.
Yeah, I have to do that. I have to take all the heat sinks off.
Yeah.
Heat sinks and batteries have to be off every board. There can't be a battery on any of them. You can leave the heat sinks on, but they're going to devalue it a little bit.
Yeah.
Zero nicotine.
Yeah, because see, like Philip was saying, the guys that buy the boards off him only give him 50 pence a kilo. Like that's shred price. So I wouldn't. That's why I don't sell my boards to anyone, because again, I'm only getting that offer them sort of shred prices. So there's no way I'm going to sell them at that price.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Yeah. There's no way I'm going to sell them at that price.
What are you doing? Hiding your bald head, Mike?
Bald head.
Mike doesn't have a bald head. Mike has enough here to supply all the bald head scrappers with here.
Right.
I'm usually balder than this, but I can't do it myself. You guys are awesome,
Scrap, welcome in. Good to see you, sir.
Skids and Scrap.
I want to leave you some money here, Mr. Irish.
What do you mean? No, don't do that. You don't need to do that. I always say that. Don't bother putting any stickers or any of that carry on or buying anything like that. Don't watching my video is more than enough, and commenting in the chat is more than enough for me. Because I say I work full time. I don't do YouTube for money. I do it for a hobby and a bit of fun. So you don't need to. No one ever needs to put a thing in there. Don't ever think about that.
Can I have his?
Yeah. The next time Mike goes live, you can donate it to Mike's live.
No, I'm never getting that then.
I can't find them, so where I find someone to buy the chips. eBay, Philip. eBay. You'll always get buyers who are getting into the hobby, who want to get some stuff. They're doing it as a hobby, so you'll sell it to people on eBay. You might sell the chips at a better price on eBay to anyone that's doing it for just getting into it as a hobby. I
give mine away.
Yeah, or but if you want to make some money, if someone's looking to make a bit of money, eBay is a good place to do it. So you could put a pound of IC chips up there, or gold corner BGAs and stuff like that. So anyone who's into gold recovery will give you something for it, and it'll be better than scrap price. So that's maybe something to do with it.
I think Board Sort pays $8 a pound for IC chips.
Yeah. So again, if you can get something like that. No shark scrapper, less of that. Shark scrapper said there's a guy in Ireland that loves to pay for boards off eBay.
Oh, he knows that guy too.
Granny and the Bear said that Doggy needs to put some CBD in that vape.
Why not honey?
No, Yeah, you can put honey in here.
Put some honey in there.
I do. I got a little bit of honey in it.
Right, hold on now. I'm about to finish up the show, actually. So it's only 1 minute before I finish. So as I always do, let me see what everyone is at for the week. So Mike, what's your plan for the week? If you're still alive by the week, like.
Right. Tomorrow I'm going to pick up my lift that I bought last week.
Okay.
And the rest of the week I'll be doing the rest of these servers. I got 29 more servers to do out of 71.
Sharky, you're back.
Oh, electronic scrapper. I said for no one to put anything in, and of course he had to. But
I said I was accepting all those.
He did put something, but he had to give me a dig at the same time, so I'll allow that.
Right.
Because he had to give me the little dig about eBay.
At least my shirt matches your super chat there. But yeah, that's I don't really have any pickups or anything, thank God. I'm like Ian Matthews. I hope nothing comes up, but you never know.
Yeah, I guarantee you.
I don't look for it. Yeah, I don't look for it.
Mike on his way to pick up another load of computers.
Yeah, so no, I just have to go get that. I just have to go get that lift tomorrow, and that's about it. I got the truck and trailer reserve. Gonna pick that up around noon, and that should be it. And I'm probably gonna cut my leg off.
Glad you enjoyed it, Scrap in Scotland. You're always welcome. You're always welcome on the panel. If you ever want to come up and talk and tell us what you're doing, you're always welcome. Doggy, what's the plan for your week? Recuperation, flying around?
Yeah, but I want to get out there on my stripping machine.
Okay.
But I'm already stripped.
Oh my! Stop you! What are you doing? God, what are you doing? You're not allowed to show that.
Well, I'm showing you I'm laid up. No, this here's a napkin. That's just a napkin.
Oh, that's all right.
That's a napkin. So I can stop it too.
We believe that you're laid up. People's eyes
I got shorts on. I got shorts on. I'm not naked.
No, that's okay. I know you're not. But I panicked for a minute. I thought you were.
No, because you saw that napkin. Maybe I moved it.
So you're going to be recovering for the week anyhow, so that's not too bad.
Let me put my glasses on so I could see you.
Yeah. Shark Scrapper, what's your plan for the week?
Well, let's see. I got pickups scheduled for the week. Got to get that lead in. A bunch of other non-ferrous stuff to take in next week to my non-ferrous yard. Videos for the week. So I'm just the interesting thing for the week is going to be to see how that lead turns out.
Yeah, that'd be interesting to see what they'll give you compared to battery price on it. What's the
man? You have hellacious amount of lead.
Yeah, 500 pounds. I think Sharky said, wasn't it?
Yeah, and it's really interesting because it's it's sheets of lead, and the guy had cut them up into sizes that he was planning on melting them down from. So it's actually very convenient to pick up the stacks and move them around. So I pick them up in 40-pound stacks and move it around. So that part wasn't that bad. So what I'm thinking I might do for taking it over to the yard is I might throw a pallet in the back of the Sharkmobile and stack them in the pallet, and then that way they can use their forklift to pull it out rather than us having to lift out, stacks of lead and carry it over to the scale.
Yeah, because over here we get a lot. Well, we don't get a lot, but that when I seen that first, I said, "Oh, that's roofing lead you got," because it looked the same as that what they use here for on the roofs for where the valleys of the houses the roof meets and stuff.
Yeah.
Down fashion. So I thought it was that you got first when I seen it. So it'd be interesting to see what you get paid for it anyhow. Anything else to tell us before I finish up?
No, it's same old. Looking forward to making some good videos for everybody.
Okay, so as always, guys, thanks for joining in the chat. Everyone that came up on panel, everyone that was in the chat, and again, even if you're just lurking in the chat, I appreciate you coming in. And as Ralph would say, I'm going to let Mike say it if he wants to say it. Do you want to say Ralph's line, seeing you're his boyfriend? Scrap you all later.
I said it. You didn't hear it.